Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ARCHIDEX Fast Forward webinar series. My name is Lillian, and I will be your moderator for today. ARCHIDEX Fast Forward is a webinar series focused on the holistic perspective from the industry. Each session brings together collaboration from the industry with renowned architecture and building professionals, sharing their experiences from various perspectives, including industry, business, education, to address current key issues and topics. Please note that this session is CPD applicable. To claim your CPD points, please follow the instructions in the comment section. Thank you for taking your time today to join us. We would like you to do a quick and a short survey through the link which is now in the comment section to let us know how you think of our ARCHIDEX Fast Forward webinar series after this webinar. In today's webinar, the speaker will be sharing on the safe use of aluminium composite panel. Material selection is an essential aspect of building design and fire safety. An appropriate material for external cladding is crucial, especially in high-rise building, to ensure that there is sufficient time to evacuate the building in the event of a fire. In this webinar, Vitally will bring you through the introduction of Vitally FR panel and its application for external cladding wall. With that, let me introduce the speaker for today, Ms. Cheng Ling. Ms. Cheng Ling holds the position of Assistant Manager in Business Development Team at Vitally Industries Sdn Bhd. She has more than 6 years of experience in the building materials industry. She is actively involved in promoting Vitally Aluminium Composite Panel to the projects in the market. With that, I'll now like to invite Cheng Ling on screen with me. Hi, Cheng Ling, how are you today?
Hi, Lillian. How are you? I'm good.
Good. So I'll pass the session over to you.
All right. Thank you, Lillian. Okay. Good afternoon to all the audience out there. My name is Cheng Ling, and I'm from Vitally Industry. So today I'm going to share with you the safe use of aluminum composite panel, and I'm going to introduce you our product, which is Vitally Fire Retardant Aluminum Composite Panel. Right. So before I start, I'll play you our corporate video so that you can have a better idea on what we do and who we are. All right.
Vitally Group is a leading manufacturer and supplier of aluminium home products and aluminium composite panel in Malaysia. We have been awarded Golden Eagle Award and SME 100 Award in 2013 for our outstanding achievement. The origin of Vitally Group started in 1993 when the company's core business was in the trading of construction materials. In 2013, Vitally further integrates into its upstream industry, aluminium composite panel manufacturing. To ensure our products are safe and high quality, our products go through strict quality control inspection. ACP has been widely used for buildings' exterior cladding and interior finishing. Vitally is committed to play an active role in aluminium composite panel industry in order to fulfill the market needs with top quality products and services. Our vision is to be the leading aluminium home production manufacturer and supplier in Malaysia, with the Vitally brand strongly present in the international market. Thus, our mission is to continue to expand our business with environmentally friendly aluminium home products, with frequently identifying business opportunities locally and internationally. We have transformed our creative ideas by initiating Eco Art Panel idea, which is the revolution in the industry. Eco Art Panel is awarded with Green Label by Singapore Environmental Council due to its 0% VOC UV printing. Panel color is guaranteed between 3 to 5 years. As the demand for environmentally friendly aluminium home products increases, particularly in the property development industry, Our products can be easily found in numerous of high-end commercial and residential properties to international resorts and hotels across the country. Currently, Vitally Group has over 200 employees well spread at our headquarters and manufacturing plant in Muar, Johor, as well as branch offices in Puchong, Selangor, and Bukit Mertajam, Penang. Through our active participation in credible local and international trade exhibitions and fairs, we have recently expanded our export market to neighboring countries and will continue to grow our business locally and internationally. At Vitally, we believe that a positive and healthy working relationship are the keys to a successful business.
Okay, so I'll continue with my slide now. Vitally Industry is a Malaysian company, and we are a company under Vitally Group. We are local manufacturer for aluminum composite panel, and the group actually started its business in 1993 with the core products of construction material and also aluminum home products. And then later on, we move on to the business of aluminum composite panel. All right. For your information, we are ISO 9001-2015 certified company. And under the group, we have two companies, Vitally Sdn Bhd and also Vitally Industry Sdn Bhd. So the main product under Vitally Sdn Bhd is aluminum home products. We have products like aluminum bifold doors, we have sliding doors, and also swing door. And we also have this aluminum kitchen cabinet. All right. And then for the product under Vitally Industry Sdn Bhd, of course, our main product is aluminum composite panel. So this is what I'm going to share with you today. Okay, our HQ and production plant for Vitally Industry is located in Muar, Johor, right? And currently we have two production lines in our factory with the production capacity of 240,000 meters square of panels in a month. So meaning to say in a year time, we can actually supply up to about 2.8 million meters square of panel. Okay, and apart from the HQ in Johor, we also have our sales office in KL and also in Penang to service our customer from different regions, right? And of course, for East Malaysia, we also have our salesperson to service our customer from Sabah and also Sarawak. And just to share for information, our annual turnover is about 40 million. And apart from the business in local market, we also supply our panels to overseas project based on project basis. So we actually supplied to the projects in the countries like Cambodia, Brunei, Papua New Guinea, and also Indonesia. Okay. So basically, our product is ranging from aluminum composite panel for the application of external wall cladding. And then we have ACP for interior application, like interior wall, ceiling, interior column. Okay. And then we have another spec which is for roofing and awning. The roofing and awning panel is actually another alternative for polycarbonate sheet, right? Of course, polycarbonate sheet is a transparent material which you can see through, but this is not, okay? And then the last one, we have ACP for signage and also advertising board. So I'm going to talk about the application of ACP for external wall cladding, okay? So according to Malaysian Standard 2571-2017, there's a list of criteria that we need to follow and meet the requirement. Okay, so according to the requirement under MS standard, the panel has to come in flame retardant core with minimum 70% of non-combustible mineral. And for the aluminum alloy, it has to be either 3000 series or 5000 series. The aluminum alloy here is actually referring to the aluminum skin. Okay, and then for the surface coating, it must be fluorocarbon coating with minimum 70% of PVDF resin or 100% of FEVE resin. Okay, in terms of the coating of the thickness, for a two-coat system, the minimum have to be 23 micron And then for a 3-coat system, the minimum is 33 micron. Okay. For the weight of the panel is also a requirement according to the standard. So the minimum weight must be 7.3 kilo per meter square. And in terms of fire resistant property, the panel have to meet the requirement of Class O, which is the test of BS476 Part 6 and Part 7, right? So on the right side here, you can actually see what we meet and what we achieve in our panel, in our FR panel, right? So basically, we meet the minimum requirement, and some actually exceed the minimum requirement according to the standard, okay? So this is the standard spec that we have for our FR panel. The total thickness of the panel is 4 mm, and then for the aluminum skin, thickness is 0.5, the 2 layers of skin, right? And of course, the remaining 3 mm thickness will be the core. And for the aluminum alloy, we use AA3003. And of course, for the core, ours is mineral fill core for the FR panel. And for the surface finishing, we use PPG coating. For the panel size, the sheet size, we do have our standard width at 4 feet, which is 1250. And then we can actually supply in 5 feet also upon request, all right? And for the panel length, we can actually produce up to 6 meters, which is about 20 feet, okay? But we do have our standard at 8 feet, 10 feet, and also 16 feet. Okay, our FR panel actually is containing of 75% of magnesium hydroxide, plus another 25% of low density PE and also other additive. So the other additive is actually to enhance the functional requirement of the product. And then for the magnesium hydroxide itself, it will actually help to absorb heat from the material surface, and eventually it will actually help to cool down the building and also produce smoke suppression effect. All right. So our panel is actually high flame retardancy in the performance, and it will actually help in giving more time to evacuate the building in the event of a fire. Okay, and of course, our raw material that we use is actually halogen free and also environmental friendly. Okay, for the surface coating, as I mentioned earlier, we use PPG coating. We are using PPG coating for the range of Durana, where they are containing 70% of PVDF resin. The 70% of PVDF resin is actually very important because it will actually give you long-lasting durability. Okay, and of course, all PPG color pigments are tested with this outdoor exposure test, and it meets the performance requirement of ARMA 2605, right? So the coating is actually highly resistant to chalking, fading, peeling, and also chipping. Okay, and to share for your information, our coil supplier, they are actually PPG approved certified applicator. So meaning to say they're actually very well trained and also well equipped with the application of PPG coating. All right, and in order to have this warranty letter from PPG, the applicator must be PPG approved or certified applicator. Okay. Okay, so this is what our product have been tested in terms of fire performance test. So basically, our product is tested against both material test and also system test. For material test, of course, our product is tested against the requirement of Class O, which is the Part 6 and Part 7 test. And then our panel is also tested against the fire classification of EN 13501, which is reaction to fire test. Okay, and then for ASTM E84, this is also a material test, but this is mainly for interior finishes. And for BSA 414, this is a full-scale system test where our product is actually tested together with other components as a whole cladding system, right? So I'll briefly explain a little bit on the four fire performance tests that we have done. All right. So the first one is BS476 Part 6. So this test actually indicates the performance of a material in the early stage of a fire, and the result is a fire propagation index. So the lower the fire propagation index, the better the resistance of a material against a fire growth. Okay, and for this test, we actually achieve 0.5 for the fire propagation index, and then for the sub-index, our result is actually less than 6. Okay, and then for Part 7 test, this test actually measure the lateral spread along the material surface, And the classification system is actually based on the rating and also the extent of film spread. And for this test, we achieved class 1. So with the two test results here, our product is actually classified as a class O material. Next, we have EN13501. This is actually a fire classification of construction product and also building elements using the data of reaction to fire test. So for this fire classification, there are actually two tests that we need to do. The first one is product inactivity test, which is under BSEN ISO 11925. And the second one is single burning item test, which is BSEN 13823. So with the two test result here, our panel is actually classified as a class B material under EN 13501. And the smoke production, the S reading is 1, meaning that the smoke emission level is actually very weak. And then in terms of the flaming droplets, the D reading, there's no dripping or droplets. So from the fire classification here, we can actually tell that our product have a very, very little contribution to a fire. Okay, ASTM E84 is also known as Steiner tunnel test. So for this test, it actually measures the flame spread index and also smoke development value for interior finishes and also building materials, specifically for wall and ceiling. All right. So the test result will be classified under class A or B or C. Class A is the most fire resistant. All right. And for this test, we achieve a class A. Okay. BS8414 is a full-scale system test where every component in the cladding system will have to be tested together as an assembly test. So for this test, actually, the purpose is to assess the performance of a complete cladding system, and the test duration is 60 minutes. The fire will be ignite, and then at the first 30 minutes, the fire will be burned, and then after the first 30 minutes, at the 30 minutes after the test, the fire will be put out, and then they will continue with another 30 minutes of observation for the test, right? So for your information, for this 8414 test, it is not only applicable to ACP, but it is also applicable to other types of cladding material, including EPS, GFRC, and wall tiles, right? So this is the test criteria for BS8414. So basically, the test will be observed based on all these 5 criteria. The first one, internal fire spread. Internal fire spread is a flame spread in the cavity area between wall and the panel. So the second one is external fire spread, which is a flame spread along the material surface. And then visible flaming means during the 60 minutes of test period, the flame cannot spread out of the confine of the test rig, vertically and also horizontally. So if anything, the flame spread out of the confine of the test rig, it's considered fail, right? And then mechanical performance means during the 60 minutes of test period, the system or part of the system cannot collapse out of the designated area. So basically, there's a designated area on the floor just in front of the chamber. So if anything fall out of the designated area, the test is considered fail. And the same goes to burning debris and pool fires. So if there's debris fall out of the designated area, it's considered fail, right? So this is our test picture. We had our first test last year in Sirim Rasa, and this is a 100 mm cavity gap system. So we passed all the 5 test criteria. And then this is some of our product certificate and also our test report. So basically, our product is certified by CIDB with PPS certificate in compliance with MS 2571. And of course, we have the BOMPA certificate for BS8414 and also Class O. And this too is actually the test report for fire performance test, right? Okay, some of you may wonder how do we actually produce our panel in our factory, right? So for us, we have our own laminating line in our factory, and we do the lamination process locally, right? So I'll briefly explain on the step-by-step of production process, okay? So the first step, what we do is the melting process for the core material. So when the core material come in, it's actually in pellet type. So we actually have to melt it using our boiler machine. And then after melted, it will have to go through our 3-roller machine. And then it will come out in a flat shape for the coil itself, right? And then that's where we start to do the lamination for the aluminum skin, for the 2 layers of aluminum skin on top and at the bottom, right? And after that, it will go through a cooling chamber and the curing process, and then followed by the lamination of the protection tape on top of the coating surface, right? And after that, we'll do the trimming process and then cut to length. And then for the finished product, we will have a final check for the dimension, the panel dimension, right? You may ask, what about the coil coating process? The coil coating process is not done by us. What we do is the lamination process locally. So for the coil, we actually purchase from our coil supplier, and they are the one who do the coil coating, right? Our coil coating supplier, they are actually a well-known supplier for aluminum coil, right? And currently they have 6 coil coating lines in their factory, and their annual output is about 60,000 tons in a year for color-coated aluminum coil, right? So we have been dealing with them since the very beginning of our business, and to us, they are a very reliable supplier, okay? In terms of quality control, we actually have a very complete QC process where it actually covers the incoming raw material checking and also in-process checking, and of course the finished product inspection, right? So as a manufacturer, of course, we don't only check on the finished product that we have, but we also have to make sure that the raw materials that we receive from our supplier is actually qualified for the production of the product, right? So this is actually just to share with you some of the QC tests that we do in our in-house lab, right? So basically this is the testing on the raw material, which is mainly for the aluminum coil. So for all the aluminum coil that we receive from our supplier, every single row, we have to go through all this tests, right? So for aluminum coil, we will do color checking, thickness checking, and then coating flexibility and also resistance tests. Okay, so for color test, for example, we will check on the color for the new batch of product that we have, and then compare to the master copy that we have. So if there's any variance on the 2 piece of sample, right, it must not more than 2 delta E. Okay, and then we'll check on this glossiness, the coating glossiness, and then for the thickness checking, of course, we'll check on the coil thickness itself. And then we'll have this checking on the coil thickness, the coating thickness. So basically, all this test is to make sure that it meets our internal standard and also the requirement according to MS standard. Okay, this is also our raw material checking, which is mainly for the core material. So for the core material, we will go through a density check. So the density, if according to the requirement in MS 2571, it must be minimum 1.6 kilogram per cubic meter, right? So other than density test, we will also do melt flow test and also halogen moisture test. Okay. For finished product, there are 2 main tests that we will do, right? So the first one is pure strength test, and the second one is boiling water resistant test. So for pure strength test, low pure strength means that it's easier for the skin to get peeled off from the core, right? And then the higher the pure strength means that the chances of the product getting delamination is low, okay? And then for boiling water resistant test, for the test result, it must not show any separation on the core and also the skin, okay? And sometimes we will do some optional tests also. So for us, we have our own fire chamber. This is for small scale fire test. And this is part of the test under EN 13501, which is reaction to fire test, okay? And then we have our own machine to check on cyclic corrosion also, okay? So for product warranty, we're actually giving 10 years of product warranty against manufacturing defect, which cover color fading and then chalking and also delamination. One good thing about us is actually we do have our own facility here locally, and we can actually help to cut the panel size according to the project need, right? So this can actually help to minimize the material wastage, right? And then one more thing about us is we do hold stock for the raw material, and for all the 30 standard colors that we have in our color chart, we do keep buffer stock. So whenever we receive your order, we can actually arrange for production schedule and deliver in 4 weeks time. But of course, for this special color and color matching, we will need longer time, about 6 to 8 weeks, because we need to get the sample from you or the code, the RL code from you, and then we'll send it to our coil supplier to do the matching, and then they will send back to us, and then only we'll send back the sample to you for your confirmation. So this process will take time, okay? And one more thing, buying from us can actually help to reduce environmental impact resulting from transportation, because we are local, okay? So the last part, I'm going to share with you our project reference and some actually how can you actually apply our panel on the real project. Okay, so for our FR panel, you can actually apply for external wall cladding, canopy, and then external columns, roof fascia, bunos, roof edge, and also fin. Okay, this is our completed project. Majlis Bandar Raya Iskandar Putri, this is our recent completed project in Johor Bahru. Okay, so you can see the roof part, the yellow color panel is by us, right? So all the yellow panel is by us. And then we do have this gray color panel for the coping. And also for the part here, right? And then next we have this Menara BSN in Shah Alam. So all the silver color panel is by us, okay? And then Hilton Garden Inn is actually for their refurbishment, okay? So the old building is actually only with plaster and paint, and then they refurbish and they clad with ACP. So you can see the dark color panel is by us, and then the part here is also by us. Okay, this is the project in Bukit Jalil City. It's shop offices for their Pastor E. So for the white color panel, we actually supply to them. And then we have this Marinox Sky Villa. This is actually a 33-story height condominium, and it's for their refurbishment work. So they clad the ACP from down to top, the white color panel, and the gray panel. Okay, Tropicana 218, this is for the tower part. Okay. And then for Eco Terrace is for their zigzag fin. You can see here, right? And then IOI D Summit is also for their fin. Okay, and Tree Tower Residence is actually for the ceiling, the column, and also the part here. Okay, Majlis Bandar Raya Johor Bahru MBJP. This is the white color panel for their coping, the horizontal and also the vertical coping. Okay, and then we also supply to RTM Police, the gray panel. And this project is a mixed development project in Lakin endpoint. So they use different color for the panel. Okay, Air Asia office is for the fin. And then we have this gold color panel for Fairfield by Marriott at Jalan Pahang. Next we have Dewan Hamzah Klang for the entrance, the roof edge, and then the side here. Okay. And then for Bangi Avenue Convention Center, the dark color panel and also the champagne color panel is by us. And this is a hospital project that we have supplied before. So we supplied to Avicenna Hospital in Shah Alam. The white color panel is by us. And then we have this Region Hospital. It's also white, but this is a special white where we do color matching for them. Okay. And for Hospital KL, it's for their building of Bahagian Wanita and Kanak-Kanak. So this one, they apply for the roof edge, the column, and also the car park area. Okay, next we have this Tomei office, the gray color panel. And then we have this office building in Johor. So they wrap the whole office with our ACP. And then we have this 3 different color panel for this factory in Bayan Lepas. Okay, next we have this Felda Stadium. So for the whole area of the stadium, they actually wrapped with our ACP, right? And then for Matrix Global School is for the curved part here and the panel here. Okay, and then for the orange color panel, this is for UMP for their Dewan Serbaguna. Okay, and of course they use ACP for the entrance here also, the column and the roof. Okay, Setia City Residence is for their entrance, mainly for the entrance, all right? And then we have this Pertama Complex for their refurbishment, the down part here. And then we also supply to the Spring Bintulu. It's 2 different color, right? And we also supply to Plaza Toll. And then MRT project. Right, so this is MRT station at section 16, and then this is Kajang MRT station for the Link Bridge, and this is bus depot for MRT Kajang. Okay. We also supply to car showrooms, and this is our overseas project. Okay, so for this one is the gold color panel, right? And then this is franchise restaurant at Brunei. So you can see the panel here is by us. And then for Brunei, the black and the red is by us. And this commercial building in Papua New Guinea. So they wrap the whole building with our ACP, right? And this is National Statistical Office in Papua New Guinea. You can see this is before they peel off the protective film. Okay. Okay, this is some of our ongoing project. So currently we are supplying our FR panel to the Mano KL, right? So this is a high-end condominium. This is mainly for the podium fin, and then some part here. And then we also supply to this hospital, this UNISA teaching hospital. They apply our panel for the Bruno and also the Reha part here. Okay, Pavilion 2 Mall, we supply for the coping, external coping, and also some of their interior application. And then we have Hospital Tanah Merah, their additional block. This is for the roof edge and also for some of their columns and also the signage. And this one is Majlis Bandar Raya Kuala Terengganu. This is mainly for the fin, right? Okay, that's the end of my slide. If you have any question, please feel free to drop me an email or you can actually contact me. Okay, so I'll pass back to Lillian.
Thank you so much, Chingling. That was very, very informative. We shall move into a quick Q&A session as we still have a few minutes left for this session. I was following through the entire session, and I have a few. I would like to know a bit more about the product. So, can I just ask if how different is the application between external and interior, and can the product be applied indoors?
Okay, actually, of course, we have different specification for different usage. For interior, we have different spec, which is the skin thickness is different. And then for exterior, of course, it must be FR. But if let's say for safety purpose, you want to apply FR panel for interior, you can do that. It's not an issue.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So, based on your experience by far, how has there been any projects that's very challenging? As in, you work with a lot of specifiers. So, has any particular project come to mind? That is particularly challenging.
Of course, yes. Some actually they maybe some of the regulation is not that clear. So we will try to advise the consultant or our client to follow the spec that according to the requirement, according to this local authorities requirement. But some might say that, oh, this is still not an official law yet. So they will rather choose to, not to follow because it is not a black and white thing yet. to follow.
Understand.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So your line of work must be very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just one more question before we wrap up. In case of a
Mm-hmm.
fire, the quality
Mm-hmm.
of the material will probably be compromised. Would it break down or fall, or would it stay intact, or should it just should just replace it?
You mean in the case of fire?
Yes.
Of course, in the case of fire, it depends on what kind of material that you use. For FR material, actually ours is tested with this flame spread test. So actually, it will help to slow down this flame spread, right? So it will actually give you more time to evacuate the building. And unless you are using a non-standard product on the cladding, then only you will see it spread very fast. Yeah.
Correct, correct. Yeah, you were
Yeah.
sharing with us a little bit on how good the product was earlier. Okay, I guess that would be all the time that we have for today. Chingling, thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much for today's session. Ladies and
Thank you,
gentlemen,
Lilian.
thank you for your time today, and we would like for you to do a quick and short survey through the link which is now in the comment section to let us know how you think of our ARCHIDEX Fast Forward webinar series. Also, this marks the end of our ARCHIDEX Fast Forward series for 2020. Wishing you a great year ahead, and we hope to see you soon. See you next year. Thank you so much, and see you soon, and stay safe. Bye bye.
Bye.